Am I looking here or am I looking at you? Okay, sorry, I'll start again. The idea actually initially came from the Malthouse. Declan Green, who was the dramaturg at Malthouse at the time, contacted me and said, look, have you ever thought of making this play? And I came in to have a chat about whether it was something I wanted to do, and if I did adapt it to a play, what kind of form it would take.
This week's Student of the Week is Maxine Clarke.
With a memoir, it's so personal, but because it's on the page, you're able to do things like go into a character's interior world or describe the scenery, you know, all of those tools you have when you're writing fiction or non-fiction on the page. And I think my nervousness was about the form and the fact that this is a story about racism and about trauma and about the history of Australia and the White Australia policy and things like that. And once you put that on someone's body, it becomes a really different thing. In the end, we were both kind of settled on this idea of bringing the hate race to stage. We'd had so many different developments. Malthouse were very amenable to me taking the time to actually figure out what this work was. And I think part of the pressure was this had been a successful memoir. The time that I was working on the play, it was on the VCA Year 12 list, so there were kids studying it in schools. I think that pressure of that this play needs to be a different thing, yet the same thing. And I need those people who love the book to come and feel that even though this is a completely different work, it's a true depiction of this work. Malthouse was very aware that there were a lot of pressures on this because it was an adaptation.
I was fortunate enough to read Maxine Beneba Clarke's book, The Hate Race, so I had inside knowledge of the quality of this book. When Sarah Neal approached me to say that Malthouse was preparing to do an adaptation of the book into a stage play, it was a very easy decision to get on board and support this work.
That first full showing in the Beckett, it was amazing. Seeing community, seeing so many Afro-Black people turn up to see the show and having them say, I felt validated, I saw myself on stage, this is our story. It just felt like this incredible celebration of Black community and coming together of people.
Here it is a beautiful space, and they've put on some amazingly memorable, powerful, thought-provoking, confronting productions over now 40 years, and it's such a privilege to be part of that. I encourage you to consider renewing your gift to Malthouse so that we can continue to bring bold, thought-provoking theatre to Australian audiences.